Hello, everybody. Welcome to another amazing reading session from Tess Reading Club. We are waiting for you to join us. Today, we are reading the fourth act of William Shakespeare's Macbeth. This is a very intense act. Near the climax, Macbeth is going to meet the witches again, and his destiny is going to be sealed. The Tess Reading Club members have taken up this initiative to read the classics of world literature for us. It is an amazing way to collaborate with all of you, to read together, to enjoy the style of great masters, which is actually the lifeblood of English literature studies. Thank you all for joining us. Over to Tess Reading Club to read Macbeth Act 4.
Thank you, ma'am. It gives me immense pleasure to be here before you and present today's episode of Act 4, The Tragedy of Macbeth, on this auspicious occasion of Teachers' Day. As we all know that it's the teachers who are the real builders of society and nation. Hence, they deserve our hearty congratulations. And at the same time, I would like to recall Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, on whose birthday we celebrate this Teachers' Day, who was a pioneer in social reformer, an academician, a great philosopher, and above all, a great teacher. I would like to draw your attention. I would like to draw the attention of all my esteemed participants as well, viewers and listeners, that the love and support which Tess Reading Club is receiving from you is a source of our inspiration. And a revered Kalyani ma'am, who has initiated this program, which is progressing by leaps and bounds, deserves our hearty congratulations from all of us. So, we, the students and participants of Tess Reading Club, convey our greetings to you. On behalf of all the participants, our viewers, ma'am, we wish you a very, very happy Teachers' Day. We pray to Almighty for your good health and happiness. Now, the subject in hand is the play, which we have already reached in about middle. As ma'am said, we are approaching the climax. So let's begin now. Thank you one and all once again for joining us. Act 4, Scene 1. Thunder. Enter the three witches.
Thrice the blinded cat had mewed.
Thrice and once the hedgehog went.
Heartbreak cries, it's time, it's time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw, tore that under cold stone, days and nights has 31, sweltered venom, sleeping got, boiled the first in the charmed pot. Double, double,
Troll and trouble.
Fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Fillet of a fanny's neck, in the cauldron boil and back, eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tug of dog, adder's fork and boilworm sting, lizard's leg and howl swing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell-broth boil and bubble,
double, double,
frog and trouble,
Fire burn and cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wall, witch mummy, maw and gun. Of the ravens, salty shark, hemlock, big in the dark. Liver of blaspheming Jew, gall of God, and slips of yew, silvered of moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tartar's lips, finger of the bird strangled day, dish delivered by a drab, make the gruel thick and slab, and there too a tiger's children for the ingredients of a cauldron.
Double, double, toil and trouble.
Fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Cool it with a baban's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
Enter Hecate to the other three witches. Oh, well done. I commend your pains, and everyone shall share in the gains. And now about the cauldron sing, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all you put in. Music and a song, black spirits, etc. Hecate exits.
By the prinking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open knocks, whoever knocks.
Enter Macbeth. How now, you secret, black, and midnight hags? What is it you do?
A
A
deed
deed
without
without a
a
name.
name.
I conjure you by that which you profess. However, you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the easty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles topple and the warders' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to the foundation through the treasure of nature's germ and tumble all together, even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak,
Demand.
We will answer.
say if thou hadst rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call them, let me see them.
Horin, so's blood that hath eaten her nigh Pharaoh, Greece that sweaten from the murderer's gibbet throw into the flame. Come high or low,
Thyself and office.
Deftly show.
Thunder, first apparition, an armed head. Tell me, thou unknown power,
he knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware, Macduff. Beware the Thane of Five. Dismiss me. Enough.
whatever thou art, for thy good caution. Thanks, thou hast harbed my fear aright. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here is another more potent than the first.
Thunder, second apparition, a bloody child.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth.
Had I 3 ears, I would hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of women born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of faith. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. Third apparition, a child crowned with a tree in his hand. What is this that rises like the issue of a king and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty?
Listen,
Listen,
but
but
speak not to
not
it.
to it.
Be lion mettled, proud and technocrate, who sets, who frets, or where conspirators are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Birnam wood to hide on Sinan hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the trees, unfix the earthbound root? Sweet birdman's good, rebellious deed, rise never till the wood of Birnam rise, and our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and moral custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if you art can tell so much. Shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to
To
know
know
no
no
more.
more.
I will be satisfied, deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know. The cauldron sings. Hot boys. Why sings the cauldron? And what noise is that?
Show,
Show, show.
show his eyes and grieve his heart.
Come like shadows, so depart.
A show of 8 kings. The 8th king with a glass in hand, and Banquo last. Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down, thy crown does smear mine eyeballs, and thy hair, thou other gold brown brow, is like the first, and third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? A fourth? Start, eyes. What will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet? A seventh? I'll see no more. And yet the eighth appears, who bears a glass which shows me many more, and some I see that twofold balls and treble scepters carry. Horrible sight. Now I see it is true, for the blood boltered Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. What is this so?
Aye, sir, all this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his spirits, and show the best of our delights. I will charm the air to give a sound, while you perform your antic round, that this great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome pay.
The witches dance and vanish. Where are they? Gone? Let this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in without there. Enter Lennox.
What's your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Come they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of a horse. Who was it came by?
It is 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Ay, my good lord.
Time, thou antipest my deed, dread exploits. Thy flighty purpose never is overtook, unless the deed go with it. From this moment, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts with act, be it thought and done. The castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool, this deed I'll do before this purpose cool. But no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are. They exit. Scene 2. Enter Macduff's wife, her son, and Ross.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not, but it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom to leave his wife, to leave his babies, his mansion, and his titles in a place from whence he himself does fly. He loves us not. He wants the natural touch for the poor wren. The most diminutive of birds will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear and nothing is the love. As little is the wisdom, where the flight so runs against all reason.
My dear coz, I pray you school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors, and do not know ourselves, when we hold rumor from what we fear. Yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea. Each way and move, I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I will be here again. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before, my pretty cousin, blessing upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I'm so much a fool. Should I say stay longer? It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Ross exits.
Sirrah, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, mother,
What? With worms and flies?
with what I get, I mean. And so do they.
Poor bird, thou wouldst never fear the net nor lime, the pitfall nor the gin.
Why should I, mother? Poor birds, they are not set for. My father is not dead, for all your saying.
Yes, he's dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why? I can buy me 20 at any market.
Then you will buy them to sell again?
Thou speakst with all thy wit, and yet I, faith, with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Ay, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why? One that swears and lies?
And be all traitors that do so?
Every one that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Every one.
Who must hang them?
Why? The honest men?
Then the liars and swearers are fools. For there are liars and swearers enough to beat the honest men and hang with them.
Now God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you had weep for him. If you would not, it were a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Poor prattler, how thou talkest.
Enter a messenger.
Bless you, fair dame, I am not to you known, though in your state of honor I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here, hence with your little ones. To fright you thus, methinks I am too savage. To do worse to you were fell cruelty, which is too nigh your person, heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
The messenger exits.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm, but I remember now I am in this earthly world where to do harm is often laudable. To do good sometime accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense to say I have done no harm?
Enter murderers.
What are the faces? Where is your husband? Ah, I hope in no place so unsanctified, where such as thou mayst find him. He is a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-haired villain!
What you egg?
The murderer stabbing him.
Young fry of treachery.
He has killed me, mother. Run away, I pray you.
Lady Macduff exits crying murder, followed by the murderers bearing the son's body. Scene 3. Enter Malcolm and Macduff.
Let us seek out some desolate shade and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal swords and, like good men, bestride our downfall and birthdom. Every new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, that it resounds as if it felt with Scotland and yelled out like syllable of dolor.
What I believe, I will will. What no believe, and what I can redress. As I shall find the time to friend, I will. What you have spoke, it may be so perchance. This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb. It appease an angry god.
I'm not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge, but I shall crave your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Though all things foul would wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there where I did find my doubts, why in it that roundness left your wife and child. Those precious motives, those strong knots of love. Without leave taking, I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country, great tyranny, lay thou thy bases sure. For goodness dare not check thee, fear thou thy wrongs. The title is afeard. Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkest, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as in absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a caste is added to her bounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right, and here from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, more suffer, and more sundry ways than ever. By him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of eyes so grafted that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and poor state esteem him as a lamb, being compared with my confineless harms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name, but there's no bottom, none. In my voluptuousness, your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust and my desire. All continent impediments would overbear. That did oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such an one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It hath been the untimely emptying of a happy throne and fall of many kings. But fear not yet to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold. The time you may so hoodwink. We have willing dames enough. There cannot be that vulture in you to devour so many as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined. Malcolm, with this, there
With these,
grows in my
there grows in my most ill-composed affection such a stanceless avarice that, were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and this other's house, and my more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should force, quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with more pernicious root than summer seeming lust, and it hath been the sword of our slain kings. Yet do not fear, Scotland hath poisons to fill up your will, of your mere one, and all these are portable, with other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming graces, adjust, variety, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of such several crime. Acting it many ways, nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
Oh, Scotland, Scotland.
If such a one be fit to govern, speak, I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. O nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant bloody sceptred, when shalt thou see the wholesome days again? Since that the truest issue of thy throne by his own interdiction stands accursed, and does blasphemy his breed. Thy royal father was a most sainted king, the queen that bore thee oftener upon her knees than on her feet died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatest upon thyself hath banished me from Scotland. O my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth, by many of these trains hath sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over credulous haste. But God ever deal between thee and me. For even now I put myself to thy direction and unspeak mine own detraction. Here abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself. For strangers to my nature, I am yet unknown to women, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own. At no time broke my faith, would not betray. The devil is to his fellow, and delight. No less in truth than life, my first false speaking was this upon myself. What I am truly is thine, and my poor country's to command. Whither indeed before thy here approach. Old Siward, with 10,000 warlike men, already at a point was setting forth. Now we will together and the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. It's hard to reconcile. Enter a doctor.
Well, more anon, comes the king forth, I pray you. Ay, sir, there are a crew of wretched soul that stay his cure. Their malady convinces the great essay of art. But at his touch, such sanctity hath heaven given his hand, they presently amend. I thank you, doctor.
Doctor exits. What's the disease he means?
It is called the evil, a most miraculous work in this good king, which often since my here remain in England I have seen him do. How he solicits heaven, himself best knows, but strangely visited people, all solemn and ulcerious, pitiful to the eye, the mere despair of surgery. He cures, hanging a golden stamp about their necks, put on with holy prayers, and it is spoken to the succeeding royalty he lives. The healing benediction with this strange virtue, he hath a heavenly gift of prophecy, and sundry blessings hang about his throne, that speak him full of grace.
Enter Ross. See, who comes here?
My countryman, but yet I know him not.
My ever gentle cousin. Welcome hither.
I know him now. Could God betimes remove the means that makes us strangers?
Sir, I mean,
Stand Scotland where it did?
alas, poor country, almost a flight to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing, but who knows nothing is once seen to smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made not marked, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. The dead man's knell is the scars asked for who, and good men's lives expire before the flowers in the caps. Dying or erring, yes, they sicken.
Oh, relation, too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That's of an hour's age, doth is the speaker. Each minute deems a new one.
How does my wife
Why, well,
and all my children?
well too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace?
No, they were all at peace when I did leave them.
Be not a niggard of your speech. How goes it?
When I came hither to transport the tidings, which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out, which was to my belief witnessed the rather, for that I saw the tyrant's power afford. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would great soldiers make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good sword and 10,000 men, an older and a better soldier none that Christendom gives out.
Would I could answer this comfort with a line, but I have words that would be howled out in the desert air, where hearing should not lash them.
What concern they? The general cause, or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that is honest, but in its shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me quickly. Let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
Hmm, I guess at it.
Your castle is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered, to relate the manner whereon the quarry of the murdered deer, to add the death of you.
Merciful
Merciful
heaven.
heaven, what man never pulled your hat upon your brows? Give sorrow words, the grief that does not speak whispers the overfraught hurt and bids it break.
My children too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence? My wife killed too?
I have said,
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh, hell kite. All. What? All my pretty chickens and their dam? At one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so. But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things were that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff. They were all struck for thee, not that I am, not for their own demerit, but for mine, fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven, rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your soul. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the hurt, enrage it.
Oh, I could play the women with mine eyes and break heart with my tongue, but gentle heavens, cut short all intermission. Friend to friend, bring thou this find of Scotland and myself within my sword's length set him. If he escape, heaven, forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for saking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
They all exit. Thank you for being with us. Ma'am,
Thank you so much, guys, for that amazing reading. I'm sure everybody loved it. We look forward to the next act also in the coming week. It is an amazing experience to read these classics together. We have to keep on doing this more and more. Let us also have poetry, excerpts from novels, from entire world literature. Thank you guys for joining us. Meet you next week.